Hey everyone. Um, so with the fidget cubes and the spinners getting so much attention and everything lately, um, a lot of it positive from my friends and such, and quite a bit of it negative from people who think they're worthless distractions and things of that nature. Um, I've gotten a lot of people asking about stimming and why I do it and what it does for me, what it means. So I decided to do a little video about some of my household ones. So I got a little container here of some of my favorites, and those of you who were around me growing up will probably recognize quite a few. Back before we knew I was autistic, we still found quite a few workarounds for some of the issues that I dealt with. So, start with one of my favorites, rice sock. It is mostly filled with just plain old rice, but mine has Epsom salts with lavender scented ones, because that's one of my favorite smells. So it's relaxing, it's squishy, it's fun to fiddle with, but it's also kind of weighted. So like just having it against the back of my neck or sitting on my lap is kind of a comforting presence. Good thing about these, you can also toss them in the microwave and let them get warm, and then they're a really comforting heat pack too. These my grandma used to make when I was little, so I learned that one from her. Another one from when I was little are my pipe cleaners. Nana used to keep packs of them in the car. I probably tucked in her purse even. They're fun and easy to fiddle with. I can keep my hands busy. One of the main reasons that I use stems is because I can perceive a lot more than a lot of people do. So while I'm sitting here trying really hard to concentrate on telling you all about this, I can hear the cars that keep passing out my closed windows down 3 floors at the street. Actually, don't even think they're on my street, and they're on the next block over. But I can hear them, and they're distracting. I can hear the neighbors coming in and out of their houses and that type of thing. So having something like this to focus on and tactically kind of keep me in the now can kind of be helpful. Aside from that, sitting still stinks. So keeping my hands busy. Sometimes I don't have any objects with me. A lot of times you'll catch me doing this to the point where strangers have asked me if I play piano, and I am not good at any instrument yet. Or just shaking my hands or things of that nature. But I've got a lot more in the basket to show you guys. Ribbon. Simple, just another one of those, weaving it through my fingers. All of these, even though it might look like I'm playing within the same, the textures are different, so the feelings that I get from them are different. Some of them, like this one, is something that I would more use when I'm anxious about something. It's got a little bit more of a coarser texture. It's not as relaxing as it is distracting, for a lot more distracting from the other things around me. Definitely one people growing up with will recognize. This is not one that I've heard a lot of other autistics say that they enjoy, but tape has been a huge one for me. Just fiddling with the sticky side, or I'll put it against my hand or my face and just rub the silky side. I probably own 5 or 6 different tape dispensers right now, and it's 4 different brands, because this one, the smooth side, it's one of the invisible tapes, so the smooth side is super, super smooth, and I don't like it as much, but the sticky side's more sticky, so it kind of depends on what I'm aiming for then. This is an eraser pen. I like the clicking a lot, and it's easy to do, and the sound's good, and the textile, the feeling when you click it here that you get through the rest of your hand, I really enjoy. It also drives everybody else a little, they get a little frustrated with me for this one. It's not quite one that I use often or around other people as much. My candies. I like these flavors. I associate these with good memories, but also they last for a while. And it's not uncommon to see people with hard candies. So just having it in my mouth, sometimes I'll purposefully be swishing it around, just trying to keep my body a little bit more active. This little guy, very good fidget worry thing, very smooth. I love the way that it feels against my skin. It doesn't seem to ever get warm, no matter how long I have it in my hand, even though it's not jade, so I'm not sure why, but I really enjoy this one. And then I found this on the side of the road one of the days when I was walking. I tend to pick up a lot of random shinies, but when I put them together, I can rub it across my skin without having to push down on it, and it's just one of my favorite sensations. And it's very relaxing and calming, and I enjoy that one. Some of mine are ones that you'll typically see me wearing out and about. One of my collars. This one's very rough. I like it because I do like to wear jewelry, but this one doesn't shift on me when I just change weight or anything. Unlike this necklace, which I also really like because it's got this little piece that I can slide up and down, and then it's got the ring on it that I fiddle with, and of course the symbol itself matters to me. But then what my husband has done is, instead of having it tied like a regular necklace, I usually will just have the tape just kind of stuck to me. Oops. I can fully adjust it, so I can make it as tight as a collar too, so that it's not bouncing around and distracting me more than it's being helpful. I'm well aware that this has a different use. I'm aware of its original intention, and it still is useful for my stim. This is a Wattenberg wheel, and it just feels really nice against your skin. It's obviously a little prickly, so you don't want to like shove it into somebody, but it's another one that I enjoy, although I have to oil this because that squeak is not a pleasant sound. Okay. This particular brand of this soft dough is called Mad Matter. It's not the one I typically use because it's a little more crumbly, but this bag was readily available, so I grabbed it because I need to pick up more clay because I actually made a project that I didn't want to destroy, so I don't have any stim clay right now. We're getting towards the bottom, and obviously, like I said, I don't carry all of these around with me all the time. I don't use all of them all at once, but it's an array because each one is a different tactile sense. This is one of my newer ones. My husband ordered a clicker for me. Now, he did order it for work for me, so I can keep track of how many boxes I complete. But I like the sound, and I will just sit here kind of clicking it while we're watching a show or something like that. This little guy. I love owls, so I have a lot of them anyway. He's very heavy, and he has a lot of different lines and textures in him. I don't know if you can see in his wing, and across his face, his tail also. So I like holding him. He's just comforting as he is, but then he's almost like a worry stone, especially back here. And it's kind of one of my good luck charms. And I didn't drop him, so. Next. Pendant. A lot of this I use for more meditating and that type of thing. It's a good focusing object, but the chain, I'll use necklaces and stuff the same way. Just like I was using the ribbon earlier, just swirling it through my fingers and feeling it run. But I like having the added weight. If it's just a chain for me, it's not quite as good. Well, almost to the end. We've only got 2 left. This one's a little odd. Its original purpose was one of the lice combs and stuff, but the texture, again, it's kind of fun to scratch against. If you, oh wait, I think my mic's on this side. The noises I like. And when I'm doing this, you can feel it up through your fingers, through your wrist. It's just another one of those things that feels good, and so you keep doing it because it's not hurting anybody, and it does help. A lot of these I don't need as much anymore because I'm not having to sit still through class. And over half of these I think you can use without distracting someone else. So, I've got a little rubber band here that I'll switch fingers, run up and down. I don't often snap them, though I know a lot of people who do. I don't personally like the feeling very much. And then I've got hairbands too, despite the fact that I obviously don't need them anymore. However, my hair itself is kind of almost a stim now. I find myself, especially in the back where it's really short, just kind of petting it and playing with it, and it feels good on my head, it feels good in my hands. So, but both of my hair ties, obviously different textures, different, so they, even between the two of them, running them up and down my arms feels a lot different. Last one of the ones I used to get in trouble for so much, my pens. Used to get in trouble all the time in school for writing on myself. But the feeling of the pen up against you feels good. For those who used to self-harm, this was a big step for me, was getting good pens. I even keep 2 different sizes here, so that when I'm feeling the need, I use these instead, and I create beautiful works of art on myself instead of doing things I would regret. So there's I got a lot of different ones here, and it's obviously not all of them or anything, but I wanted to show you how even between the same person, stimming can be so different, and the things that we need and that we get from it are just as different as we are as people. So, there is my stim box, and if you have any questions, then feel free to ask.